everyone, this is Kitwana. It's time for my annual Breyerfest haul video, and I truly apologize for the delay this year. It took until today, actually, until an hour ago, until my entire haul had been shipped by Breyer. I received a total of 4 different packages, so the shipping was pretty weird this year, but since it only cost $25 as a flat fee for international, I would say this is quite okay for what I got for the price. This year's Breyerfest was an online-only event again, due to the pandemic. Vaccination rates still not high enough to contain the pandemic, unfortunately. So it was especially a shame this year that it had to be an online-only event, although it was, of course, understandable, because this year's theme was horse of a different color. And that would have meant so many horses with uniquely patterned and colored clothes to photograph and to meet at the Kentucky Horse Park. This would have been so interesting to see them with my own eyes. Unfortunately, we only have the models, and of course we did get a lot of video content by Breyer. They did overall a great job with the online festival. I didn't have a lot of trouble ordering my desired models, although the system was a bit slow at times. I had some trouble adding them to my cart, but eventually things resolved. And I want to get straight away to the models that I've got. You already know from an earlier episode a couple weeks ago, my champion Appaloosa stallion Chocolatey. So I'm not going to say much more about him. Check out the earlier episode, which I will link on screen now. And I'm going to start right away with the celebration horse. This would have been the guest of honor this year, so to say. Dani's Northern Tempest, or short Dani. On the cantering warm blood mold, take a quick look on the box. The box comes in an attractive color scheme, of course, since the theme was horse of a different color. On the back it has, as always, the story about the horse, an attractive photo. It's pretty cool. If you want to read it, just pause the video here. And I'm going to put that here, and I'm going to show you the entire haul. At first, we have the Queen of Hearts. And then a big favorite, Apollo. As well as Rheverence. And of course, since shipping was so inexpensive, I also made use to order a couple regular runs, since I have focused my collecting onto portrait models. Portrait models are models of actual real-life horses, and I got KB Omega, and Tiz the Law, a famous racehorse, right here. So that's my entire haul, and of course I'm going to unbox them, and we'll take a quick look at each model. Okay, so unboxing Breyer horses is quite a time-consuming task, because you'll want to be very careful with all these twisty ties not to destroy the models. So I don't have the unboxing on camera for you because I needed to be focused and take some really long time. But here they are, my entire Breyerfest haul consisting of some mid-year releases, the store specials, and a special run model, of course. And what I always do when I unbox Breyer models is I keep the back panels of the boxes. These are always very beautifully designed, and even if you are not a horse expert, which I am not, you can learn a lot about the models, about the real-life counterparts of the models, of course. There's always the backstory and the achievements that the actual real-life horse was able to accomplish in their life. So I'm going to keep this, and most of the boxes also contain the actual Breyer catalog, which has Wire, the famous snow jumper, on the cover. I have this model as well, which is on the Bristol mold. I really love all these snow jumping models. And now on to my models. Here we have, from the right to the left, we have Chocolatey, Pech, Merle, Dani, Josie, Apollo, Rheverence, Kitwana, and Tiz the Law. So I'm not going to lose a lot of words about each individual model, since I am honest with you, I'm not the super horse expert yet, but that of course will develop over time. But still, we're gonna take a look at the individual models real quick to keep this video short. Chocolatey, the champion Appaloosa stallion, you already know, and I would say that's definitely my favorite model out of all of them, out of my entire haul. Beautiful bay shading along with the spots. And what I didn't need to unbox was Pech Merle, named after the cave in southern France, which contained paintings of dappled horses that are about 25,000 years old, and science is pretty sure that dappled horses existed back then, 25,000 years ago. So we have this beautiful model honoring this cave system in France. This model was produced in a 50-50 split, the special run model. One was the buckskin version, and the other is the bay version, which I have here. Both were manufactured in a limited edition of 950 pieces each. And I'm quite happy with what I got here. The bay version, it's my favorite out of the two, and I gladly paid the $60 for that. It's the only special run model that was offered to me. I also submitted my preferences for Uffington and the 7 Arts surprise model. In the end, I was really happy with Pech Merle that was assigned to me. And if you look closely, you can see that the Breyerfest 2021 stamp on Pech Merle is pretty invisible, pretty hard to see, since he's doubled right over there. Even though it's just a fictional horse, they still went for this solution. Interesting. And then the celebration horse, that would have been the guest of honor if it would have been an in-person event this year. We have Dani, beautiful leopard Appaloosa, a little bit of pink around the muzzle, and look at all these doubles. This is a beautiful model on the cantering warm blood mold, and then on the Bristol mold we have Josie, aka the Queen of Hearts. Looks like the typical warm blood on the right hand side, but on the other side, look at these unusual brindle markings. On the photo of the real life horse on the package, these brindles look pretty white, and on the model they are more kind of a purple. Now this is actually weird that Josie's brindles aren't actually in an accurate white. If you compare it with the photo of the real-life horse, since all the Breyer models during manufacturing are basically white, and then they are simply sprayed over. So they could have just left the brindles white and would have looked much more realistic. But still, this is a beautiful model, even as the horse shoes, of course, like always on this mold. I do have wire on this mold as well, and I really love these show jumping models. And this is certainly a very special horse, but I've loved to see this in real life. With this year's theme being horse of a different color, Breyerfest was all about horses in unusual colors for their respective breeds, and that is true for this golden stallion as well. Andalusian bay double in a bay double pearl coat. Look at this. Really shiny. On the Esprit mold with a long flowing mane and a beautiful expression. Breyer did an absolutely great job on him. Then we have a beautiful half Arabian. After I already own Thunder, the Denver Broncos mascot, on the Esquire mold, I've got my second horse on this mold, and that's Rheverence, another store special of this year's Breyerfest. Beautiful half Arabian. And there's the Brotherman Rheverence with the Breyerfest 2021 stamp visible. And there's the win number on one of its hooves. So it looks like Breyer has at least two different factories in southern China. VIN stands for Vincent Products from Guangzhou, and then there are other horses marked with ZDT, and the production date, I have not found out the full name of this factory. And after a half Arabian, we have a real Arabian, if we want to put it that way, with KB Omega. Now look at this beautiful model, which isn't all pitch black. It's pretty hard to get that on camera, but you can definitely see it with your own eye. It does have a little bit of bay faded in and a white place across its face. This is a long boy on the Sagia Arabian mold. And then if you are following horse racing, then Tiz the Law does not need any introduction to you. Won the Belmont Stakes, a second place at the Kentucky Derby, a wonderfully sated thoroughbred which now is retired since late 2020 and continues his life as a breeding stallion with hopefully many equally successful offspring. Tiz the Law is on the Lonesome Glory mold, which is a very popular mold since it is so versatile. I mean, this would even go very well in front of a carriot and is also very useful for a lot of photo situations. Truly a really versatile pose. Besides Chocolatey, this is the model I was most eager to get, so I even ordered it separately because it didn't release during Breyerfest. It actually released one day after, on Monday, after Breyerfest. But since I focus on collecting portrait horses, especially third jumpers and race horses, I couldn't pass up on him, of course. A wonderful addition. Now all the other models are in good shape out of the box. This one was a little bit of an exception. Unfortunately, I had to wipe off 3 big white spots on his left hand side that was attached to the box wall. Fortunately, I was able to get it off, and now Tiz the Law looks like every other beautiful model here in my fantastic herd. A fantastic addition to my collection of over 40 different models right now, and I am sure to continue this beautiful hobby, which is perfect for the pandemic. We take a look again at all of the models. Chocolatey, Pech, Merle, Dani, Josie, Apollo, Rheverence, KB Omega, and Tiz the Law. So let me know in the comments about your Breyerfest experience and your favorite models. I am always curious to hear what you got. So we are done with the models, but not completely done with my haul. Here is a quick look on a doll that will fit traditional scale soul jumpers. It is Brenda, a 9-inch doll with blonde hair and a red and blue top, along with white pants and black boots. Beautiful soul jumping riding outfit. These dolls are also highly articulated, and I'll keep her in the box for now. Should I decide later on to customize one of my soul jumping models. For example, Warrior is one horse that I really would love to completely tack up and then equip with a rider doll. There's a couple of other dolls available from Breyer as well, of which I have Megan and Nadia as well. I like that these are still with the old style faces. The newer style faces have a bigger eyes and don't look that realistic anymore. So I'm happy that I still was able to get Brenda. So I think that's already it for this episode. I really hope next year we can have an in-person Breyerfest again in Kentucky. I wouldn't mind the heat at all. I really miss it. And I hope the pandemic will be under control by then. So please consider getting vaccinated if you haven't already, and do your part so we can have in-person events real soon again. I am looking forward to this, and I'm looking forward to continue the model horse collecting hobby. And I'll see you next weekend again for the next episode of Kitwana's Toys, then with a Lion King toy. I'm looking really forward, and until then, goodbye.